Camp Nostalgic Studios presents The Funny Ass Roadshow. This episode, we're back in Urbana, Illinois at the Rose Bowl Tavern. Performing tonight in association with CU Broad Comedy, Farah Ismi. It's The Funny Ass Roadshow.
I'm so excited to introduce one of our favorites, an avid vegetable grower. I don't know if she'll talk about it tonight. Please welcome to the stage, Farah Ismi.
Hey y'all, thanks. So I like a lot of things, but one of the things that I very much do not like is salsa dancing. But I have friends who do like it, so I end up going sometimes. My problem is, though, that I hate it so much that I don't understand how it can be liked. So it's like if somebody came up to you and said, "Man, I can't wait until that next Nickelback album comes out." You'd be like, "What? You want more Nickelback in your life? That's incomprehensible." But it turns out that Nickelback has sold more than 50 million albums, which means that it can't just be their moms buying their albums for them to make them feel better. It's too many. We must conclude that therefore some people like Nickelback. I don't know how, but I accept it to be true. And that's how I feel about salsa dancing. So if you like salsa dancing, more power to you, but I will only go in the winter. And that's because there's this thing that happens. So you get to the club, you find a table, everybody puts their coats on that table, and then somebody has to watch the coats. And that somebody is me. So what happens at a salsa club is that there's a really high ratio of men to women. So the men stand all around the edges, and they just scan for free ladies. They just scan. So if you're a lady at a salsa club, you are likely to get asked just within moments of entering and putting down your coat, just because ladies are scarce. It's the economics of scarcity. You're not necessarily special. There's just comparatively fewer of you. So you could be like there in, I don't know, sweatpants. You could have just had your wisdom teeth removed. Just give off the aura of like a disoriented chipmunk. And you will repeatedly get asked to dance. But I have found a loophole, and the loophole is watching the coats. Girls accept this, guys accept this as a good reason you can't dance. This works out great for me as I'm sitting there drinking my Long Island by myself, wishing my friends preferred European techno. A superior genre. I love me a good rave. But, so this one time I went to a salsa club and my friends were dancing and I was with the coats. And my friend comes back and she's like, "Oh, I need a break. I'll watch the coats. You go dance." I was like, no. And in that time, there was already a guy standing next to me. And he was like, "Do you want to dance?" And so I went with plan A. Plan A is to be straightforward. So I looked at him and I said no. He was confused. He said, "You don't want to dance?" So I went with plan B, which is, I'm watching the coats. But then my friend Nancy jumps in. She's like, "No, I'm watching the coats. You go dance." At 2, Nancy. That was a Julius Caesar reference, you guys. Thanks. Anyway, Nancy stabbed me in the back is the point. So, meanwhile, this guy has upped it a notch, okay? He's like, "Come dance." You know, so his hips are gyrating. I'm seeing like more of his tongue than I would prefer. It's getting creepier by the second, and I just want this to end. So I'm thinking, I've got these people looking at me, the hips are gyrating. I have to think of what is the most unattractive thing that I can say to just turn this guy off. And finally, I thought of it. I looked at him and I said, "I'm not a dancer, I'm a scientist." Right? Perfect! I'm so proud of myself. If you tell a guy you're a scientist, that should just knock their libido down to 0. Now, unfortunately, that's not what happened. He sort of like leaned in and was like, "Oh." It seems to, like, I almost sort of upped his Latino sensuality. I lit a flame there I did not mean to light. I can't remember how I actually got out of it, but I do know that it was very difficult. It was not easy. Saying no was not enough, which is a problem, by the way. But none of this is necessary at a techno rave. All you can see at a rave is lasers. And I will take lasers over salsa dancing every time. Thank you.